So you got your new SCP-3 in the box. You will get multilingual instruction sheet, the controller itself, 2 trigger options, 2-finger or single finger, and the screws to hold it to the trigger, as well as the cover for the cartridge or battery holder. You will need to get your own battery, a 3.7 volt lithium polymer battery with a 2-pin JST connection. This is all specified in the manual. Slot.it recommend a 750 milliamp or higher battery. However, 500 milliamp or anything that fits into the handle. I went down to my local hobby store and I, with the Slot.it SCP-3 handle with me, and asked them to help me locate a battery that would fit in the handle. And that was a 3.7 volt lithium polymer with the right connector. And this is what I picked out. And it basically fits nicely right alongside the screw post. And here is my other controller with it inside. But any battery that'll fit into the compartment is suitable and has the right connector, of course. If you have a battery that's too big, since the battery charges in the handle using a phone-style USB micro jack plug on the controller, you could conceivably carve out the screw post on the handle and on the cover. Just carve it completely out with a Dremel or something, and then you could fit a much larger battery in there, and then use grip tape or some other tape material to hold the cover onto the handle. I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and then we'll start the process of setting up an account on the Slot.it app and registering the handle and updating the firmware. Alright, I've got my preferred trigger installed. I've got my battery installed and the cover installed. The next thing to do is turn on the controller. The switch on the back here, I've already labeled it. The switch on the back here is an on-off switch, as well as the switch from curve to linear and back to off. So we just flip that to up, either linear or curve, doesn't matter. And the controller will tell us what to do next. So we watch the LED there in the handle to see what it says. It says, launch the app and add the SCP-3. Press any button to start. And then it repeats that. So the app that they're referring to, of course, is the Slot.it app. And they have an Android app and a iPhone app. So download the app from your app store and then run it. And then the first thing it does is it asks you to basically sign in. And you're creating an account of sorts. Basically, it's tracked by your email address. Yes, that is my actual email address. And yes, if you have questions, you can email me. It's ggalb@ggalb.com. In order to use the app, you need to request an access code. So we tap on that, and it says, an email with the access code has been sent to your address. So now I'm going to pause the video and check my email for that access code. Alright, so I got my access code from my email, and I used the keyboard to type it in there. You can even see it. And I don't mind you seeing it because every time you log in, it's a different access code, and you can't access my email to get a new access code. So you're welcome to try this, but it's not going to work. Because as soon as I use it, you'll need a new one. So I tap user login, and now it's logging in, and there is my stuff. Okay, so now the controller has been patiently waiting. So now I'm going to go ahead and push a button to start the process, and it highlights handle because it's ready to pair. So now on the app, I'm going to tap on add at the bottom here, and it's ready for me to add device. I'm going to tap on search, Did I tap it? Tap it. There we go. So now it's searching, and it should find my handle. There it is. And it says SCP-3 handle inactive. So I tap on register, and it asks me to give it a name. As you saw earlier, I've already decided what to name it. So I'll just type that in real quick. I've given my handle a name, SCP-3, HN for handle, and MRF2 for this particular handle. Now I tap OK. And it does some more thinking, talking to the Slot.it server for the app. And it says device registered. So now I tap OK. And it disappears from this screen because I'm not adding it anymore. It's already been added. So I go back to devices. And then it shows all my devices, including SCP-3 HN Mr. F2. So now I can tap on that and go info, and it'll show me the current information. I can change the name. It tells me what type of device it is, what firmware it is, activation date is today, and the MAC address for it. And then I can do the rest of the stuff. When you turn on the controller after it's been registered, it tells you what firmware is in the controller. So I'll just flip the switch here and take a look at what it says. It says O2 handle 3.11B PA -- because there's no PAM power amplification module in this handle. I know there's a later version, so I'm going to turn the controller back off. And to update the firmware, we need to go to the info page. So I select the handle that I want to update, which is this one, MRF2. Then I tap on info down at the bottom, and it tells me what firmware is in there, just like the handle just did. And now I tap on connect, and it says make sure the app is in app, make sure the device is in app BT mode. So I tap OK, and it starts to search. In order to switch it to app mode, I hold both of the triangle buttons, the arrow buttons down, and turn it on at the same time. So I'll just do that with my thumbs, flip it with my finger, and the handle says AP for app. But then I push down to tell it that I want to connect the handle, because there's no power amplification module in here. And then press circle to select handle, and then it says HN, ready to talk to the app. And it said device not found because I took too long, so I tap OK, and I'll try again. And when it's connected, the buttons at the bottom will change. Yep, so now the connect button is gray, but now I can choose change or DFU. Change lets me change the name of the device, which is basically the same as when you first registered it. Gives you a pop-up and lets you change the name. But I want to DFU, which is direct firmware upload or update. When I press DFU, it gives me a list of the compatible firmware that this device can take. So SCP-3 handle O2, 0312, 0312A, 0311B, 0311A. SCP-3 HNDIG is for using the digital cartridge, the universal digital cartridge, and SCP-3 HNARC is for connecting to the Scalextric Arc Pro or Arc Air power base. And you can watch that in my other video. So I'm going to update to the latest oxygen, which is the 0312B, and you can see the release date there in the name. The digits at the end is first two digits is the last two digits of the year, so 2021, and then the month, January 01, and then the day, 29. So January 29th of 2021 was when this was released. So with that highlighted, then I tap on confirm, and it wants me to confirm again, confirm upgrade, and then I tap yes, and then it puts the handle into DFU mode. Should say, there we go, activate DFU. Display goes wonky, indicating it's doing its thing. The progress bar goes. At the bottom, it says DFU started, send a init packet, and then it'll do the firmware stuff. Usually only takes a few seconds. Send firmware, validate firmware, activate and reset, DFU completed, and the handle has already reset and is showing me 312B. Now I'm good to go. Any questions? Send me an email or comment, whatever. I'll help in whatever way I can.